أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Assalamu alaikum, my dear listeners, today, inshallah, and all the students of the Quran. It's your brother in Islam, Muhammad Amin. I'm here today, inshallah. We'll be discussing the Tajweed of Suratul Humazah. And it's so very exciting that we've had many classes for the past 2 years inside our expert Quran readers Facebook group, created by me, myself. And we've taught virtually all the topics of the Tajweed to actually make anyone, any child, any adult, anyone that wants to become a fluent Quran reciter. We've taught all those topics in this, gathering together every Sundays. So if you're really interested in Quran reading fluency, maybe for your child or for yourself, you can join us every Sundays, inshallah, 5 p.m. UK time for those of you guys in Europe, and 12 p.m. Eastern time for those who are in New York or in North America. So every Sundays we dive into different concepts of Quran and recitation and Tajweed. I'm the founder of Mahir Academy. It's a Quran institute here in Canada. Here we help students to help them to become fluent Quran reciters in just 4 months. Imagine you just waking up having to study for 16 weeks and having a child to read the Quran themselves, meaning reading any part of the Quran, having the confidence as well to read from any part of the Quran. So if you're interested in this, drop a comment below so we can reach out to you, inshallah, to coordinate more information with you, inshallah. So today we want to talk about the rules of Suratul Humazah. Okay, so Suratul Humazah is a Quran surah, and today I decided for us to go into studying the concept of the Tajweed of Suratul Humazah, because we've had a lot of topics over the years in our expert Quran readers Facebook group. For those of you who are just listening to me for today, it doesn't cost you anything. You can go into our expert Quran readers Facebook group. Just type it anywhere, on Facebook. I'm sharing the screen here as well for you all to see. It's called Expert Quran Readers Facebook group. It's a group that I created almost 2 years ago right now to discuss Quran Tajweed and learn how to become fluent Quran reciters. So you see in this group, it's a private group. You cannot join. So we have 709 members. This is an effort that we do personally, myself, to help people out there, to let us know how to help ourselves become fluent Quran reciters. We don't have anything in this world. Like in a lecture I gave on Friday in our local masjid here, I said we have deen, which Allah has protected for us. And among the ways religion is being protected. So if you want to protect your child to make sure they become Muslims forever, even after you're not more, or you want to protect yourself as well to become a Muslim forever with the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, among them, of course, as-salah, also al-jihad, meaning, striving in cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with your wealth and everything you have, and also ta'alimi, ulumuddin, right? When you learn about the knowledge of the religion, firstly by learning the Quran. It's so very sad today. A lot of people can volunteer or give their time to have 2 or 3 masters in different fields of study. They are Muslims, but you check on them, are they actually able to read the Quran themselves? No. And then you would wonder, what are we actually running after in this world? Is it for the certificate and all this materialism that will just go down the drain and nothing is going to follow us to our graves? Or why can't you invest some time in learning the Quran? And so you have something as a backup for yourself. If at all you die today, you have something backup for yourself. The time we're going to spend in the grave is much longer than the one we spend on earth. So it's important. So go to our expert Quran Facebook group. Let's connect to the Quran. There's no way you can connect more to your deen and to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than with the Quran. And so let's check this group out. And so in there you will see guides session where we have tons of videos of Tajweed that we've done over the years and weeks. You can watch all these modules here. Actually put these modules together here about the Tajweed rules. So you yourself can go there and check with your child and learn every bit of the video. I talk about the letters. We'll talk about all concepts that's required to read the Quran fluently. And so we've talked about a lot of things in this portal, in this community. And so if you're really excited for yourself, for your child, let's join me today, inshallah, in this lessons together, while we'll dive into the rules of uh, Tajweed of Suratul Humazah. I'll recite the surah first, and I will discuss some major component of it that needs to be taken care of. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ويل لكل همزة لمزة الذي جمع مالا وعدده يحسب أن ماله أخلده كلا لينبذن في الحطمة وما أدراك ما الحطمة نار الله الموقدة التي تطلع على الأفئدة إنها عليهم مؤصدة في عمد ممددة. So if you want to be able to recite the Quran like this or better, it's not something about tone. It's about applying some rules of Tajweed. You'll see that I'm pronouncing some letters ha, ha, ha. This is a rule of Tajweed, this is a rule of recitation of the Quran. The Quran is revealed in Arabic language. However, the Quran, has the purest form of Arabic. Okay, you can hear people who are Arab speak Arabic. Not everyone that can speak Arabic fluently can recite the Quran fluently. So learning to recite the Quran fluently takes some effort, takes some strength, meaning devoting your time to say the scholars of the Quran and learning the proper recitation of the Quran. So Tajweed is a science of tahseen, a science of Quran recitation that teaches how to perfect the recitation of the Quran and avoiding the mistakes of recitation, like pronouncing the letters incorrectly. We have two mistakes people make in recitation. You have the al-lahn al-jali, which is the major mistake that will change the meaning of the entire Quran. We have lahn al-khafi. These are minor mistakes that are not necessarily changing the meaning of the Quran, but rather they actually change the tradition of recitation of the Quran as well. I'll talk about both of those kind of mistakes. And so if you are here today, you can read the Quran yourself, and you want this for your child as well, put a comment in the chat here so we can reach out to you. However, if you are able to read the Quran, but you feel that you're not understanding the rules of Tajweed, you cannot apply them, it's time for you to get a program to enroll into. Or you can join us live sessions every Sunday. It's free. You don't have to pay for this. Join us here in our Expert Quran Readers Facebook group. I will drop in this in the comments after this video, and so you can join the Expert Quran Readers Facebook group, where we have tons of videos that you can avail yourself of. Every week we actually discuss all the rules. So last week we discussed about the nasal sound, and many other weeks. So this is one of our students, adults, talking about the program and how they actually like it. And so you can check all the videos every week we post into this community. I've been doing this for the past almost 2 years right now, and so you can benefit a lot from that. So wailun, and one thing that is really important here is the rule of what. So we're talking about some rules, and you might not be acquainted with that, you might not know what they are. Do not worry too much, but this is kind of a wake-up call for everyone. You can have 10 degrees in many things, but if you don't have a kind of a certainty or confidence or recitation of the Quran, then you've had nothing in this world. You've earned all those degrees, it will go down. No one is gonna know you have those degrees. It's gonna be just for your own personal, which of course might not even benefit you in this world as well. But learning the Quran will have you the benefit in this world and also after your departure from this life. Wailun. So this letter here, this symbol here is called tanween. Okay. So is it tanween? And hopefully I can make this bigger. So when you pronounce the tanween of ayat of the Quran, or let me make it in a much different way. I love to make things much bigger. Um, okay, I'm gonna have it in a translation format, so I can make it bigger. Yeah, amazing. Yeah. And so you can be reading the meaning of the Quran as to side as you actually listen to the correct pronunciation of the Quran ayat. So wailun. So the important thing here is when you do the tanween here, this is called idgham here. And so you don't say wailun kulli. You don't say that because here is idgham. So this is a tanween. Of course, tanween is gonna be and this is a challenge a lot of students when they learn the Quran. They just learn the basic of pronouncing words. They don't learn the application of the rules of the tajweed, and that makes people a lot of people not reading Quran correctly. So this lun here has to be shortened, or it's going to be concealed into the lam. So the sound is not going to be coming up there because of the lam that comes right after the tanween. This is called idgham. So wailul likulli. So that's how you pronounce it. So you not say wailun likulli. No. Wailul. So you see the shaddah on top of the lam as well, indicating that there's a kind of if you watch the videos in our expert Quran Readers Facebook group, I've talked about shaddah and what actually shaddah means and how do you pronounce shaddah. So wailul likulli humazatil lumazah, humazatil lumazah. You see the same thing I did here. So this tanween here, kasratani, will sound but because there's a lam right after it, we call this idgham naqis, meaning idgham, yeah, idgham naqis. So here, like idgham بغير ghunnah, right? Meaning the letter here will not have ghunnah coming before it. Because lam and ra, these are letters of idgham, but when they have a nun sakina, okay, a nun sakin is a nun that's unvoweled, right? Okay, a nun that's unvoweled, or a nun that has this afsaku sukun. But when you have a letter that's having a fathatani or a kasratani or a damatani that comes before any letter lam and ra, so the tanween or the nonation sound is going to be dropped. It's going to be dropped in place of the shaddah. And so this will be humazatil lumazah, right? Humazatil lumazah. And one thing you see here is that the ta here is the ta al-marbuta is being transformed into a ha because I'm stopping a ha with a sukoon. This is a normal rule of stopping when you listen to recitation of the Quran. Go check some of our modules. I've talked about the short vowel sound in the guide section of our portal here. You see all those videos I'll do there. We're going to be going, inshallah, going back to those modules and reversing it back again. But we want to kind of let us see application of what we've learned so far in this short session today. So, humazatil lumazah. So the ha is pronounced here because we're stopping on the ta al-marbuta. Even when the ta is having a kasratani, we're not pronouncing, we don't care about it because that's the rule of recitation here. Now, if you see a letter that has kasratani, okay, or it has a damatani, and then you want to stop on that letter, so that letter will automatically get a sukun. Okay, we get a sukun. Which kind of sukun? It's going to get a alf saku sukun. That's shortening the sound of that letter. Here, or even if a letter is having dumma or it's having kasra or is having a fatha, anytime you see a letter that's having any of this and you want to stop on that letter, that's the last letter you want to pronounce, give it a sukun. This is called this as sukun, that's going to shorten the sound. However, if that letter that you're stopping on, okay, is having fathatini, or that letter is a ta al-marbuta, this kind of ta, it's a separate rule entirely, okay? So the fathatani, if the letter is having a fathatani, when you stop on it, you convert the fathatani to an alif med, okay? It converted to an alif med for that letter. However, if you're stopping on a letter that has a ta al-marbuta, regardless of whatever the ta al-marbuta is having, you convert it to a ha. So the ha, of course, will get a sukun. So this is the application of what I'm showing here. So وَيْلٌ لِكُلِّ هُمَزَةٍ لُمَزَةٍ. Right? So we're going to apply the rule to the next one. الَّذِي. So you see here, this is a rule of alif, alif al-wasli. And this is naturally whenever you see any kind of this lam, any kind of this alif, this is called alif al-wasli or hamzat al-wasli, meaning this alif al-wasli is not pronounced if it's in the middle of the word or in between the word. However, it will be pronounced if it's beginning an ayah or you stop on an ayah and the next ayah that you want to pick up, it's going to start with alif al-wasli. You have to pronounce it. And so here, what makes you know it's going to be pronounced with fatha? The rule of thumb is whenever you have alif al-wasli together with a lam, lam al-ma'rifah, then it's going to have a fatha. We've already learned that in the past. Go check our lessons about the alif al-wasli, hamzat al-wasli, hamzat al-qat'i in our expert Quran readers Facebook group. You'll learn more about that. الذي جمع مالا وعدده. You see how I pronounce this one here. I pronounce this fatatini. I did ghunnah for 2 counts. So ghunnah is not for 2 counts here because now it's also idgham, but this is called idgham kamil or idgham bi ghunnah. So there are 6 letters of idgham: ya, ra, mim, lam, waw, noon. So all of them you have ghunnah for them except the lam, okay, and the ra. So any other letter that have dumateni or fatateni, kaswateni, or they have the nun sakina before them. Out of these letters of idgham, if it's not a ya, if it's not a lam on a ra, you do ghunnah for 2 count. This might sound something complex. We've already talked about all this from the beginning in our expert Quran readers Facebook group. I'll put a link in the chat in the comment earlier later on, inshallah, so you can join that community and actually have access to all the videos of this previous classes we've learned now. الذي جمع مالا وعدده. So you see the ha is naturally here. I'm giving it a sukun. وعدده. الذي جمع مالا وعدده. Let me go to the next ayah. يحسب أن ماله أخلده. So we learned this last week. If you check our lesson from last week, we talk about the nisa sound and we talk about the ghunnah. And so ghunnah is a sound that comes from the khayshum, and this kind of shaddah on the noon is called the most complete ghunnah, meaning you got to do the shaddah and apply ghunnah rule in there as well. There's going to be nonation going on. There's going to be the ghunnah sound coming up. Also applying the rules of shaddah. Of course, you cannot do the shaddah on the noon unless you do ghunnah. And so that's why it is called the most complete form of ghunnah. And so this you're going to stop on the an for 2 count before you can pronounce it correctly. Okay? يحسب أن ماله أخلده. So this one is called مد الصلة الكبرى. It happens when you see مد الصلة الصغرى, which is you see a possessive ha and you see a wa, a possessive waw. This is, when you see this one here, you see this waw naturally, a tiny waw after the ha. It's called مد الصلة الصغرى. We're not going to go into grammatical conception of this, but this is something that's really more in the Quran, and that's why you need to learn it. Here, this one can go for 5 counts maximum. Okay, so this مد الصلة الكبرى can go for 5 counts maximum. So يحسب أن ماله أخلده. Okay, let's go to the next ayah. كلا لينبذن في الحطمة. So check this out. We've already learned this. Go check our module lesson. We learned, I think it's been 2 months now. We learned about the stop and the pause signs of the Quran. This is something you're going to learn. We talked about it a long time ago. You can check all the portal and see it. And so this one is when you see sila, meaning it's good not to stop. When you see that symbol, it's good to continue, not to stop. So it's good to not, it's good to continue, right? You don't want to stop. But if you stop, that's no problem. But it's good to continue there. Okay, so when you see this, it's good to continue. But you can stop if you feel that. But it's better to continue. It's good to continue, right? It's good to continue. So you see this meme here on this noon here. You wonder what's the meme doing on the noon. is a rule that you learn. So if you are a beginner, or you are maybe you've learned the Quran, you know how to read, but you're not fluent, we do have two levels for our program for students. So join us in our expert accelerated Quran reading program. We do have a 16 weeks program that transforms students to becoming reading Quran reader, fluent Quran reciters and confident reciters in 16 weeks. So be it your child is a beginner or they've learned before, but you want them to be able to read from anywhere in the Quran, not just memorizing, reading Suratul Humazah or any other surah the teacher recites to them. You want them to be able to read any part of the Quran themselves. Like they take the Quran, they can do tilawah and get connected to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on their own. Check our accelerated Quran reading program out. Put Quran under this video so we can reach out to you to connect with you, inshallah. So here is the iqlab here. So our students in our program learn that. We have curriculums that we have for our program today. So la yumbadhanna. So this one is iqlab here. Okay, is a form of ghunnah as well. Okay. لا ينبذن في الحطمة في الحطمة. So you're not pronouncing this alif here. This is Amsat al-Wasl I mentioned earlier. The moment is in the beginning, in the middle of a word, or in the middle of an ayah recitation or in the middle of a recitation, you don't pronounce it. This is lam al-qamariyah. Izhar lam al-qamariyah. So this is harf al-qamariyah here. Okay, we've learned all this before. Everyone go check our expert Quran Reading Facebook group and join us in that class. You can see all the videos of classes I've done for the past 2 years, inshallah. كلا لينبذن في الحطمة. Right, see the ha getting converted to a ha. وما أدراك ما الحطمة. See, I pronounce it that here. Our kids in our program know this is called qalqala. Al-qalqala, meaning there are some 5 letters of the Quran. Anytime they have sukoon, we call it afsaku sukoon, like we used to teach our students using the Uthmani Madani script. It's gonna have a qalqala, echo sound. Okay, adi. So, وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا الْحُطَمَةُ. So the ha getting pronounced here instead of the ta because of the rule of stopping. نَارُ اللَّهِ الْمُوقَدَةُ. So the lam is not pronounced as well. The alif is not pronounced. So this is the lam al-qamariyah. You just join the ha together with the lam. Naru. So this alif also is not pronounced. Narullahi. So learn about why do we say lahi, not lahi. It's not gonna be lahi. It's gonna be lahi. Why? Because the Allah has a letter preceding it having a dhamma. So if it's having a dhamma preceding or a fatha, it's gonna be a tafkhim, right? So you pronounce it with your mouth ruled and called. نار الله الموقدة التي تطلع على الأفئدة. So the Hamza, the Hamza can use any letter as a chair. It's sitting on top of this base here, so the Hamza is pronounced. Here you have to pronounce this alif because this alif naturally does not have a sound in the Quran. Okay, so alif is used for elongation. So this one here is called Hamzatul Wasl. Okay, it's not an alif because alif does not have a sound in the Quran. Alif is used for elongation. So anytime you see a letter written like this, it's not alif. We call it alif al-wasli or hamzat al-wasli. So alif is a letter or is used to make sound longer. Okay, it's used for stretching. We've already learned that in our expert Quran Facebook group, and we've talked about this many times in our lessons. So allati, this here is called hamzat al-wasli, right? It's not alif. Okay, it's gonna assume the role of hamzat al-wasli, or it's called alif al-wasli. Okay, here it's gonna be assuming hamzat al-wasli here, because an hamza is the one that can get pronounced with a sound. Here it's gonna be alif al-wasli, an alif that is used to join two words together. So you need to learn all this, and so you cannot just do it yourself and get more confident unless you come to learn, with experts and learn with consistency. Okay, التي تطلع. But you can still learn here with me every Sundays. If you can join us live, you can ask questions, inshallah. التي تطلع على الأفئدة إنها عليهم مؤصدة إنها. So the noon here is a noon مشددة. The noon that has a shaddah pronounced with two counts and with ghunnah. إنها عليهم مؤصدة. Student in a program know this is called mim sakin. So this is the little mim sakin. So you're gonna do sound there. إنها عليهم مؤصدة في عمد ممددة في عمد ممددة. Right? And so, if you can watch back this video, it's going to be uploaded onto the portal here. It's going to be uploaded wherever you're watching it right now. You can watch it back anytime. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Mahir Academy, so you can have access to all the videos I mentioned that we have in our expert Quran Facebook group. We have our YouTube channel. You can subscribe to that as well, and join us live every week in this Quran class. You can join us also on Facebook on our Facebook page, Muhammad Amin page, or you can join our expert Quran Facebook group so you get informed of all the classes starting and everything we do every blessed week, inshallah. We hope you all learn. You've gained one or two things today with this lesson, and hopefully you can continue with this with yourself, with your family. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to reward us the benefits of this time spent together learning the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to count it among our mizan of hasanat and grant us Jannah. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك ونشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت ونستغفرك ونتوب إليك فالسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته